It looks like we're going to be heading into the winners finals now, though, and we're going to get some more Bayonetta from Tweek this time, and WaDi is going to be his opponent. So I alluded to this earlier. I think this is going to be a very interesting set because of what I saw in friendlies throughout the weekend, and that was WaDi consistently beating Tweek in the Bayonetta versus Mewtwo matchup. It looks like this guy knows something that us mere mortals do not. He's able to play so patiently, outpoke Bayonetta with his own down tilt, a little bit extra range, so many conversions off of that as well. You just see a down tilt to nair to down tilt to up air, or something like that, and so much damage gets tacked on. Mewtwo can keep up with Bayonetta's damage output, kill her very early, and out-camp her with a huge projectile that also covers a ton of ledge options.
I'm thinking of, I can't remember who was playing at DreamHack Denver, but I remember commentating a set and, you know, just Mewtwo forward air just killing Bayonetta, not from like the ledge of stage, but from one end of Smashville to the other, just sending her sky high. So yeah, you know, the damage output here for both of these wonderfully placed DLC characters is certainly good. But, you know, WaDi, there's no surprise that he's very good fighting against Bayonetta. You know, he's from obviously the MDVA region, so I'm sure he's played Pink Fresh a time or three. And
his own brother, Jeb.
Oh, that's also true as well.
Switched off from Lucas, yeah. So definitely no stranger to this matchup, but Tweek, he's got quite a bit of Mewtwo experience himself, so we'll see what he's able to bring to the table. Yeah, it's going to be a down smash.
Yeah.
Oh, and he hesitated just a bit.
I don't want to see Tweek fall that same script that Lima did, where, you know, you had that opening and then you kind of fumble it a little bit.
He didn't need to charge the down smash at all. He could have just let it go, and it would have certainly been a kill. That's such a strong spike.
Yeah, especially on somebody as light as Mewtwo. Sure, he's blessed with some good jumps, but it just wouldn't have been enough gas to get back to the ledge of the stage after that.
Yeah, it would have been a clean kill, just from knockback straight up.
Boom. Okay.
WaDi rushing in headstrong to that shield with a dash attack, but it was smart because you figure Mewtwo gets a lot off grabs, right? So your opponent might be playing anti-grab, and the dash attack can help you with that.
Yeah, but, you know, history shows here, at least from what we've seen earlier with WaDi in top 8, you know, he wasn't really so accurate on finding grabs on ESAM. You know, even though he is obviously right here in winners finals, you know, grabbing seemed to be something he kind of struggled with earlier.
See how sneaky that side B was? He just barely got on the stage. Normally, the rise that you get out of the side B makes it difficult to use as an offensive command grab. So either you've got to burn the stall and then come down with a second side B, which is a little telegraphed, or you got to use it very creatively like WaDi did right there.
Yes.
Either way, it's going to be Tweek cleaning up the first stock. Looking pretty good, but 91%, you can't feel too safe against a powerhouse like this.
Absolutely not. Tweek, despite if he has the lead or if he obviously is trailing a bit, he's going to stick to the same script at hand. And that's one thing that I really come to appreciate about Tweek. No matter what the stakes are, no matter how many chips are on the table, you know, he's still going to stick to his play style that works for him best. But the same could be said for WaDi. Him being in the deficit, waiting as patiently as possible, and then opening up with the forward air.
Got a dead even match, but now it's going to be Tweek's turn to land some big combos. Only 30, but he picks up another one right after. Oh, no.
Actually kind of lets him off the hook there a little bit, resetting the neutral. WaDi, of course, going for the neutral B mix-ups, kind of, you know, baiting Tweek in a semi-aggressive fashion.
Yeah, you can be aggressive by just standing there charging a Shadow Ball. How insane is that?
Yeah. Okay, and I like this kind of switch here in pacing, just running right up to Tweek, shielding, waiting for him to go for Witch Twist, and then boom, here's Nair.
These confusions from WaDi, definitely a difference maker, and that was very smart to go for it in that situation, being that Tweek was looking for a landing aerial to scoop up with Witch Time.
And now he can't Witch Time side special from Mewtwo, can he?
Nope.
Can he okay.
And WaDi definitely aware of that. Oh, I feel like he input the dash to the left a little bit too early.
Okay.
And here's a big chance. No, nothing off of it. Tweek able to just jump to safety after the nair.
Oh, and then trying to give himself that coverage on as he comes back on the stage there, Max, using disable. And of course, we've seen what WaDi has done after he gets those disable reads. But, you know, Tweek a little bit more on the up and up about it. Boom, forward throw.
And that's going to push her even closer to that up throw kill percent. WaDi's ledge traps have been pretty on point, but this time he overcommitted trying to hit Tweek on the platform, and it may have just cost him the game. Yes.
He wanted to get up there, and I think possibly go for a up throw or maybe even a forward throw because he was just that close into the blast zones, but kind of mispositioned himself there just ever so slightly, and it's those little small nuances that really make a difference in the grand scheme of things, Max. All right, but nonetheless, move right into the next game here. Tweek versus WaDi obviously has been a treat. I don't expect to see anything too one-sided. I don't expect to see any landslides. Both of these guys going tit for tat.
Yeah, that was such a tight margin on that first game. One grab could have been the difference maker for WaDi.
Okay, Tweek down tilt. Oh, tries to go for reverse up tilt that time.
Again, the master of comboing with Bayonetta's normals. He won't start using the specials until he needs them to gain elevation toward the top of the screen for a roof combo.
It almost makes you fear what Tweek could possibly bring to the table in the future that much more. Like, all right, he's using the normals, but imagine if he implemented the specials into his regimen just as well as the normals. Not to say that he doesn't do it well already, but
right.
you know, he could just be, he could almost be the best Bayonetta, you know?
I think, personally, he has a very strong claim to that title. And I think it's actually optimal for him to go for the normal combos a lot because they do so much damage in comparison to Witch Twist and Afterburner Kick. Like, that back air does 13, you know what I'm saying? If you find a way to sneak that in there.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Tries to cross up with the first hit of forwarder. Gets out of harm's way. WaDi obviously trailing here. Has a pretty large mountain to climb, but okay, we got ourselves a bit of a trade. WaDi taking some damage there, but he was able to find an entry point there for the charge, semi-charge Shadow Ball, but that time letting it rip. Still not quite enough, but at least shortening the gap.
Shadow Ball is a huge portion of why I think this matchup is not so bad for Mewtwo. Just able to blast right through her bullets, do a ton of damage, 26 for the full charge. And of course picks up a lot of kills for you too. This ledge trapping becomes so much more devastating with the projectile like that on the table.
Most certainly does. Okay, tries to go for the first hit of the jab there, and I don't blame him for that sort of mindset. You know, Mewtwo, such an easy guy to get those jab combos on. Whether you are, you know, Bayonetta, you could even be Little Mac. If you have a rapid jab, chances are it's going to be pretty easy to land them on Mewtwo if you get them. Yeah,
being so big. Loving these confusions though, beating both shield and witch time. Very valuable tool in this matchup.
Okay, was that true?
No, but
there's
he
no way
called
that
his
was
bluff.
true. Yeah,
he was like, I know you're not air dodging. I know you think I'm looking for it.
Okay, kind of in WaDi's head right now, but Mewtwo's a psychic Pokemon, so you know he might be able to get back into his head too. Let's see.
That's true, man. Definitely have the reads by default. WaDi with quite the lead right now, though. We've seen what Tweek can do off one hit. Just needs to get that one hit, and WaDi's neutral is looking immaculate right now. Okay. Perfect pivot. Kind of repositions himself. Boom, some patience. Oh, it was expecting, I think, possibly a nair. He didn't mind trading with it. It had it been a nair. Back throw. WaDi's crazy for doing that. He drifted off stage almost as a bait. Comes back with the jumping back air, and he's going to clean it up. A Shadow Ball at the edge, not even full charge, but Bayonetta, of course, being so light, contributed to her demise there. You know, we talked about Mewtwo versus Bayonetta and just how in certain points and times in the match, Bayonetta could be a destructive force towards Mewtwo had she been able to get her hands, on him. But you know, just WaDi, you know, just the king of spacing and the king of poking when it comes to Mewtwo, utilizing that down tilt, which has the range of a sword in certain cases. You know, being able to keep the Umbra Witch out, I think really helped him, you know, aid him in that victory. But Tweek, I'm sure he's looking for an answer back. He seems hungry. Let's see what we get here for game number 3. I have to say, WaDi, definitely one of my favorite players to watch in the neutral. Yeah. He just forces you to pick bad options, and he's all over it. He knows what your panic choice will be. Already off to a 54% lead here, but Tweek can make that up very quickly himself. Let's see what he's got. As you see right here, you spoke it into existence, and it's most certainly happened. 3% here between both of these two players. There's the bullet climax. Obviously, a little bit too far away to do any significant damage, but at least got him out of that neutral B animation. Wow, he wanted it all right there. Wanted to make sure that WaDi was a little extra far off the stage. Doesn't matter, just gonna take him extra far off the top. See you later, Mewtwo. Team Rocket blasting off again as he falls back into the distance. Now, WaDi obviously has a long journey here ahead of him. As you see, the bleeding just not stopping. That was a 0 to death from Tweek, by the way. It most certainly was. Didn't even get a chance to reset the neutral. Just took him on a wild ride. Are we about to see Tweek go up 2-1? That was ridiculously fast. That was 1 minute and 0.29 seconds. That was an incredible match. Now, if I'm WaDi right now, I'm definitely rethinking how I'm approaching here moving into this next game. Tweek obviously played out of his mind. He certainly was able to pinpoint where I was going to be in various points and times on the match. You know, I'd like to see maybe WaDi kind of cool his jets a little bit. You know, he got a little forward air happy. Maybe utilize down tilt more. Maybe fall away nair. Try to bring Tweek to you. He was looking so good at the beginning of that match, too, after evening it up. He's going to stick to his guns, though. Of course, he has Rob in his pocket in case he needs to. I don't think Bayonetta's the character to be busting him out against, though. No, absolutely not, because, you know, Tweek's going to stick to his guns. I mean, hell, he's Bayonetta, for God's sake. She's very well equipped with guns. Yeah, she's got 4 of them. Yeah, dude. Okay. Okay, that falling up air. Very creative stuff from Tweek. I feel like he makes a lot of choices that the other Bayonettas don't. for better or for worse, but generally they work out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, perfect pivot, man. Let's talk about the positioning here and just the spacing from all the bails today. Tweek has been doing a really good job, and then we've seen Lima earlier with the good perfect pivots as he tried to corner Isam onto the ledge of the stage.
That second confusion, not giving him the stall. WaDi is so good at making use of that. Is that it? What?
Oh, man, Mewtwo's such a big body, Max. Sometimes it feels almost, effortless trying to get those combos up there off of Mewtwo. Okay, he's going to go for a grab.
Yeah. It's do or die for WaDi right now. This is his winner's bracket stock. Oh, and that was not the punish you needed.
Okay, I think he was expecting Tweek to kind of be taken off the top with the forward air, which it does have that trajectory at times. It's not always just a blast zone kill. Sometimes you can get the star KO with it.
Yep, all depends on where you are when you land it. And look at that shield getting whittled away by Shadow Ball. And yes, a fair to respond to Bayonetta's fair.
Yes, like
so
I talked about. Agreed, and just like I talked about, he got a little too gun-ho there in the last game. He just, even though he had the deficit, he just kind of forced Tweek to come to him. But Tweek, he said, look, if you ask, you shall receive. And he's just bringing it to WaDi here. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, dude, I'll see you later.
Tweek not letting WaDi play in the last 2 games there. That was devastating.
Yeah, see you in the funny pages. All right.
Well, still a good set overall. WaDi really got to showcase how insane his new